Today, I will be ranking every Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree boss from really easy to I cried myself to sleep. A couple of these bosses, man, I wanted to die. Let's get into it. Starting at the bottom, we have Chief Bloodfiend. This boss literally did nothing to me. It was just a bigger version of what we already fought before. Just big slamming down on me, did nothing really. I remember just coming in here and just I used many builds doing this DLC. My first build was literally just me with a club doing bleed, mashing over the head, came in here, just knocked him out. Really easy. In fact, I think I used his weapon. Next, we have the Tree Sentinels. These Tree Sentinels were pathetic. They would have been more pathetic than Chief Bloodfiend, but come on, they got some range. When the other one with the shield bad slam on the ground, you know, they could do some damage and stun you a little bit. They did a little bit more to me when they tried to jump me. When Elden Ring first started, I made the knucklehead decision to fight them right out the doorway. On the first step, I'm like, I saw that dude, it's up. It's up, and I wanted to fight him. But in the DLC, I just literally beat their head in, once again, with my big club stick. You know what I'm saying? Something light, nothing too tough. Red Bear dancing over Rellana, all these Gaul or these Colosseum fights, or whatever they were, these simple fights in these rooms, only one of them was a problem, and we'll get to that in the future. But all these were nothing. I'm sorry. They also were just unlocked by moves that like you already at your peak with your moveset that you want to use. So at this point, we just knocking them and just breaking their poise. It was really simple stuff for all of them. All of them. So I put them all together at the bottom of this list. So it is what it is, but you know, I don't remember anyone specifically, like except one that I'm gonna get to. But you know, they had cool drops, I guess, but nothing else. Next, we have the Death Knights. It was two of them. I think you fight them 2 different occasions. Yeah, these motherfuckers hurt. They hurt a little bit because they could spam these lightning attacks, which can be freaking annoying if you don't got the right gear on. But other than that, I don't really have too many issues with them. Once again, they're humanoid, so they're easily dodgeable, easily parable. Like you'll see when you get to the top of my list who I struggle with. But yeah, these dudes have some cool ass armor. I like the cape on them. But besides that, the boss fight was pretty simple because you know you could just stun them. We walk in, buff, you know, beat their ass. Next, we have Count Ymir, Mother of Fingers. This is after a long quest line where you go to different finger ruins, you blow in them, come back, and then, you know, he get real mad at you for defeating, you know, I guess a god. I say boss fight lightly. I didn't die. I didn't even realize he was summoning hands. I was just all up on his head, just stopping every spell he did. But you know, I like this quest line a lot. I get creeped out by the fingers in this game too many times. It scared the hell out of me, and I take any time out of my day to destroy them. He's one of the people who fuck with him. Guess what? I'm glad he's dead. I'm glad he's dead too. Next, we have both of the Black Knights, Jagged and Garu. I believe that's how you say his name. Yeah, both of them a little bit tougher than the previous ones, you know what I'm saying? They got a lot of poise in certain situations. Their attacks, their range especially. Like, look at this man, just spinning at you, just kind of spinning at you. And then of course, that dive attack. If you don't dodge that attack, they own your ass. It hurts. But yeah, you can easily just, you know, break them. But if you make a mistake like I did a couple of times, you got to roll out and heal. Man, that faith attack, that skill right there hurts. It hurts. But you also hurt. So, you know, it's a good trade-off. Fun boss fight. Simple. Another humanoid fight. Pretty much most of the humanoid boss fights are easy. But, you know. Next up, we have Demon Human Queen Marigga, my nigga. We have this long, lanky sorcerer. Now, pretty sure she has some lore, but I randomly found her on the beach, and the only reason she's up this high is because I got jumped by her minions too many times to be ashamed of. I am ashamed of how many times they jumped me, but probably more than twice. I'm just gonna say that. But herself is very fragile. So if you run up on her and just kill her fast, easy work. Easy work. Next up, we have Demon Human Swordmaster Onze. Yeah, this little slick bastard moves a lot, and so when you're me using a colossal hammer, or I guess colossal club, yeah, it's kind of hard to, you know, you gotta dodge and time it right. So I was messing up hard. I'm not gonna lie. And then when he was doing the special attacks, oh my god, just leaping at me, doing like dashes and shit. I didn't know what to do. And then of course, frostbite hits you, and yeah, that damage that you take after that if you don't dodge, my god, I died here a few times. Yeah, I know I suck, but yeah, I died here a few times. And that upper slam attack too caught me off guard the first time I walked in. I walked in through the fog. That's the first thing he hit me with. Trash. Very fun boss fight. I love fast enemies. My favorite enemies are humanoid enemies. I don't really like colossal enemies, which you will see towards the end of the list. Yeah, really, really fun boss fight. Up next, we have Ancient Dragonman. Now, we fought him the first time doing like out in the street when we fight his like invader version. But the actual version of him deep down in here, boy, let me tell you, he is relentless when it comes to stamina, because that man does not stop chasing you. You don't get a break. He is on your head. And then the Ashen War on that sword, people love the sword because it's great against dragons and it's really good. But man, when that hit me, I was shocked the first time. I couldn't speak. I was stunned. I'm like, what the how much damage did that do? Because I'm on New Game Plus 3. Everything I'm doing, take with a grain of salt, I'm on New Game Plus 3, level 200, something around this time. Just basically, I think I'm tough, right? I think I'm the shit. And then I get down to some of these bosses, and he come out and do that wind scar or that whatever slash it is, and it just take out half my health. And I'm like, you could two hit me? And I'm like, wow. And he stays on you too, like stays on you. I died to almost every attack he did. I didn't die to it, but I definitely got hit by every attack he did. Every attack, I was making foolish mistakes. Cause he just fashion on you. Like, man, I love that though. I love humanoid fights though. But man, oh man, he was getting on my nerves. especially when I thought I stunned him, when he was doing like these dragon spells. I thought I stunned him, and then I end up in that dragon mouth and be pissed the fuck off. Next up, we have Curseblad Labirith. Or Labirith. Man, first off, I just want to say I hate every dungeon with people inside the jars, the big flesh humanoid niggas inside the jars. I hate it. They were destroying me. It's so creepy. I hate slimy things that try to grab you and stuff. I get the heebie-jeebies. But this fight wasn't that hard, but it was annoying because I hate all the enemies in the wild. Was really annoying. So to have to do it in one of these dungeons after going through the trials and tribulations of getting here was frustrating. Not too much though, because it's manageable. But my God, just the amount of suffering I had in this dungeon with him, I had to rank him a little bit higher. Up next, we have both Rugalea and Ravla, the great bears, the great red bears. Yeah, they're kind of annoying. I'm not gonna lie, with the wind scar ground attacks they was doing, all up on your head, the slam attack that somehow still hit me was making me mad. Yeah, I died to them a few times, running back, like, yeah, let me buff in this bush real quick. Hopefully you don't see me. Sometimes they did, and I was pissed off again. But fun. They're not too big to be annoying, because some of these boss fights are too big. Like all the big dragons were annoying. These are big, but they're not. I can still see myself. Their moveset wasn't too crazy. Their poise wasn't too high, so you can like break them easier. Stuff like the screams and the wind scars were the most annoying part. I just couldn't lock in and get them. I couldn't understand how to dodge them during that time period. But all in all, solid boss fight, not too easy, just a little bit frustrating. Just a little bit, just a little bit. Up next, we have Romina Saint of the Bud. Now, her wiggly centipede, whatever you want to call it, but it's so annoying. I didn't have that much of a hard time with it, if I remember. I had a harder time trying to play with my friend and do it. And summoning Dry Leaf Dan, because his stupid ass was just like not doing anything, missing. But her attack spams were like weird, because I was looking at her tail sometimes and the centipede head, scorpion tail. I'm like, when's she gonna hit me? But she just hit me with her fucking spear, and I was confused sometimes. Second phase though, when she started like spamming like the freaking scarlet rock butterflies, oh my god, I got trapped in the corner one time, good move, and she just slammed on me. And I was so frustrated. But she's pretty like evenly like balanced. Like she's not too tough like some of these other fights. It's coming up. She's pretty solid. And I didn't die that many times too, but it's just the fact that I was struggling more with help with my friend than I did it by myself, which is kind of weird. I guess because the health pool gets bigger. But her aggro on Dry Leaf Dan, I was trying to do his quest too. He just made this fight so much harder than it needed to be. I would have had an easier time doing it by myself. And I'm dead serious. But he was just taking up so much, like, I don't know, because she was just sliding across the map and I missed my attack. Once again, I'm using a colossal weapon. So it takes so much like stamina and like timing to hit the attack. And if I miss it, I'm basically done. Like I'm getting hit. Romina was a very solid boss fight, one of the better ones in this DLC. Let me tell you something. roaming around this finger area is already creepy enough and already annoying enough. But then I walked and saw this freaking crater, and it's another Falingstar Beast. Falingstar Beast is up next on this list, and they still annoying because the amount of points they got, they not falling for me. That tail whip, my boy, that tail whip is annoying, and the hitbox and range on it, I could never tell the difference on it. He was annoying. He didn't want to. He never broke for me. And I was just frustrated trying to dodge all these rock throws and stuff. Oh, I hate him the first time on top of that mountain. I hate him here too. But still, I fought him before. I recognized the attack pattern. So it wasn't too like God banging my head against the wall, but still annoying. Annoying to say the least, because especially the terrain, fighting in the crater and then he charges you up and you trying to get out the crater, you hitting rocks and stuff, made this boss fight harder than what it needed to be. If it was a flat plane, probably would have been a little bit easier, but you know, getting stuck on the terrain, him flying and rolling through the air on you, not even in the top 10, because you know there's harder bosses. Falingstar Beast is one of the first repeat bosses, and well, not one of the first, but like another repeat boss in this game. And the ones that still on this list that repeat, I hate them more than this one. Up next, we have the Lamenter. The Lamenter is really this high for me because I was stupid. I did not understand the mechanics, and it took me a few tries until I said, forget it. I'm gonna look it up and see what's what. And when I figured out that, you know, kill the clones, because if you don't kill enough clones, then you're gonna get this debuff, and if that debuff is max, you're dead. So all this time I was just rushing him. Like, I gotta kill him, and then just dying immediately because, you know, game mechanics. But, you know, another humanoid boss, it's a really cool design. I love the design of this boss fight after I understood what it was. And yeah, it was just, at the end of the day, it just came down to dodging and locking in to, you know, kill enough of the clones so I could actually survive long enough to kill him. And of course, I was using the colossal weapon, so it took longer than it needed to take because I liked the big weapon. But cool design. I like the form he gives you too. Solid boss fight, even though, once again, I believe it's in another dungeon that I hate. I believe most of the dungeons in this game I just did not like. A little bit more frustrating than I could say, you know, fun, because I was an idiot. That's on me, that's me. Now imagine, you back after a couple of years, finally playing Elden Ring again. You're so excited. Like, yeah, I'm finna fight this first boss, finna walk into this room. You're like, oh, it's a regular night. Something simple. I got this in the bag. And then all of a sudden he sprays your ass down with a crossbow and you immediately die. That's the Blackgaol night. Yeah, the first boss fight in the game for me is one of the hardest one because I was so frustrated because I didn't have none of the fragments for the blessing. So I was, you know, everybody started off nerf because you don't have that. So fighting this dude up front, even though he's probably, you know, not that difficult per se, but if you got hit by him, it hurt it. It hurt it. So this is why he is this far up here, because that crossbow attack was killing me because I was just so stupid and dodging, just rusty, super rusty coming back to this game, trying to think I'm still shit and just getting dog walked. So yeah, that was fun. It was a fun lesson of me realizing, and a humbling experience too. It was just super humbling to be like, all right, you ain't who you think you are, big pal. That you not in a regular game no more. This is different territory. You gotta lock in, like, get your dodge game on. You can't blitz people no more. Ain't no more blitzing. You're the one getting blitzed. Up next, we have Commander Gaius. Now let me tell you, this dude would not be this high up on this list if it was not for that hitbox it has when it charges you. Because my God, let me tell you, you get hit by it no matter what. No matter what. You think you dodge in every direction, it don't matter. You're going to get hit by this hitbox. It's insane. And he has such amount of different range attacks too. He can suck you in, knock you down on the ground, shoot a thing, fly in the air, do crazy spin attacks. He did too much. And then to have that extra bullshit, that is bullshit. It is bullshit. The attack he does that I think they just fixed, but the attack he does when he charges at you, super is not right. It's probably one of the most frustrating boss fights because it's out of your control. It's not because you messed up the timing. It's literally because the hitbox and the hit attack of that attack is super broken. It should not be that way. This was probably one of the most frustrating fights for sure, because it's like, how the fuck are you still hitting me? But Fuck you. Up next, we have Jori Elder Inquisitor. Now, the boss itself isn't that too tough, right? It does holy attacks that has range. It spams like, wind little holy rays of light, nothing too crazy. It teleports sometimes, simple attacks, but then it also summons other people to help him. And my God, that big boy that was doing Mario ground pounds on my fucking head, fuck you. Because every time I got hit by them, all of a sudden the boss want to spam holy rays at the back of my head. Every time. And guess what? Death. And it's a regular type enemy class. Like he's just a bigger version of like regular enemies in this game. But this motherfucker just kept summoning people and being annoying. Oh, like only I'm the one that's supposed to be able to summon people. You're not supposed to be able to summon people. Why are you doing this? Come on now. Up next, we're getting to the good stuff now. We are getting to the good stuff now. We have Jagged Peak Drake ×3, because you fight one before and then you fight two at the same time. Tell you, the spam of elements was beating my ass. The constant having to unlock and lock on, trying to figure out when to get in, when to get out. The range they have too, just flying against each other, and then they immediately aggro you. They're like, "Up, this our fight. Why are you here? Get." And we're gonna stop our fight. We finna mess this nigga. Like they immediately start trying to beat your head in after you get too close to them sometimes. And it's like, come on, it's already annoying. Luckily, only one of them in the 2v1 fight, or I guess it's a 1v1. But one of the Drakes have an actual normal health bar. It's not really a boss, but still, he does boss damage. That's for damn sure. Got bodied a few times here. Still using colossal weapons. Yeah. Colossal weapons versus some of these big boys was kind of making me, think about switching builds a few times. But I don't like big fights in this game because I feel like you can get cheesy with the oh, I'm behind you tail whip, or you're under me, breathe fire down on you. All those type of things can just be frustrating because it's like, where do you even go? How do you get out of there? Because the range they have is crazy. They're colossal beings, so the range they have is crazy. So sticking in there and then just being freaking punished for just positioning all the time, like any positioning, almost every position is bad. You got to get in and get out. So having to get in, get out, because I'm also very impatient. I know I shouldn't be. If I'm playing a Souls game, you got to be somewhat patient, but I'm also very impatient. So most of my deaths fighting these big monsters, these Jagged Peak Drakes, came from my fault. It's my fault. It came from my impatience, but fuck them to this day. Up next, we have all the furnace golems. Now, some of them were easy to know, especially the first one. The first one was probably the easiest one, but there's one that you're running across the bridge thinking it's sweet, and then you see one get up, you're like, oh, it's a furnace golem. Okay, I'll just run up on it. And then you see it bend its head down and send a whirlwind of flame down your direction and insta-kill you. And I'm just sitting there in shock with my mouth gaped open, wondering what the f just happened. So these furnace golems, they got simple attacks for the most part. They have simple ways to beat them for the most part. Yeah, you got to go for their legs and you jump over their slam attacks, and then they jump together, like both feet in the air. You got to get out of there because they're going to do an AoE big attack. And then they have this ranged attack where they just start spitting fire and it tracks, which is insane. Like, why does the fire that they spitting out randomly from the top of the head track me like that? Kind of crazy. But all in all, this boss fight is about poise damage, and if you don't got good poise damage, you pretty much got to take a long time. And if you're using the colossal weapon, it's very slow, so you have to it takes even longer. And guess what I had? A colossal weapon. Yeah, these were probably frustrating to the point where I wanted to cry. I was so frustrated. At one point, I left a couple of them by themselves. Like, I'll come back later. I'll just come back later because I didn't want to do it. And then some of them got the nerve to be like, nah, I'm not finna die from poison damage. You gotta climb up on this hill and throw freaking jars in my head. Like, come on, bro. Like, just die normally. Up next, we have Metyr or Metyr, I don't know how to pronounce it, but Mother of Fingers, the Mother of Fingers, a god. Oh my God. I died a few times because of stupidity. Me not dodging properly, this boss having a big like second phase where it like does his AoE attack and slams on the ground a lot. Send out waves of like, I don't know, was it electricity or something? I don't know. It hurt it. All right. It hurt a lot. So fighting this boss was super annoying. It had fluid, weird movements too, like the fingers on the side, it'll just slam at you a few times and then like rapid attacks. And I'm like, why is this doing so much damage to me? I don't get it. Like all those, I'm trying to find the right positioning and I'm just getting slapped by fingers, just slapped by fingers. It's so gross. I hate it. Then I have these random ball attacks too that like, you know, hits everywhere and then it slams on the, oh my God. A lot of time I understand that it's me. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes people be like, yo, why did you struggle this hard? And you try to make a weak ass excuse like it's because this. No, it's mostly because of me. Like I was frustrated. Like I made it all the way down to this like level after like doing this whole quest line with Ymir, and I guess no, is it Ymir? Yeah. What if I probably said the name wrong, but you know the boss fight with the finger, the quest line with the fingers. Sure enough, it was finger fucking me. Finger fucking me all through the night, all through. It was just finger fucking me. Up next, we have one of the most annoying fights for me personally, because I was just messing up the timing of these combos. And the range they have is kind of insane too with the combo they was doing where they separated. But anyway, Putrescent Knight. This motherfucker and this goddamn horse doing screw attack, berserker barrage, all of these attacks on me while trying to hop back on the horse and be on my fucking nerves. Let me tell you something, all right? Colossal weapons, I keep saying it. My build, I use colossal weapons, all right? Colossal weapons against people who have semi-fast attacks are more frustrating to use. Now, I won't say they're bad, they're more frustrating to use because you gotta be more patient. And I don't know why my dumb ass is using colossal weapons and you gotta be more patient and time it. These flame attacks, beat my ass. The spamming of whatever type of weapon it is, I don't even know what to call the weapon. But he was throwing like a boomerang, hit my ass in the back of the head a few times with it. I don't know, it hurt it. The most frustrating part was that you start at the top in where the grace is, because you don't start directly in the arena. So you gotta buff, or fall, and then fall down. It's a long fall. And then you can finally buff a little bit more, and then you start a boss fight again. So it's like a 30 to 45 second, bufferish, because you gotta fall down this big ass hole. If you're dying a lot like I was, it can get a little bit frustrating. I'm not gonna lie. I died a lot of times. I probably died over 20 times in this fight. Yeah, over 20 times. I would say about 30 in this fight, because I was just, dying to all the flames, all the boomerang attacks. And then a random horse final hit. Like, leave it to me. And he just crashes to the side of my head. I do like the design of this boss fight a lot. And it's one of the more unique fights I've seen. Kudos, but fuck you. Hey, the next one is the Deathrite Bird. I hate this boss fight in the regular game. All the attacks they have, the ghost flame attacks that give you fucking frostbite, the little peck head attack to do when you get under his legs, the AoE spam attack it does when you get too close to under his legs too. Like, it has so many stupid attacks. The left leg slams when it freaking does an AoE frost flame, whatever, I forget what it's called because I'm angry. The frost flame attacks from his legs when you get next to it. The range it has too, it can just fly, and oh my God. Like, fuck this little Tweety bird head ass bastard. Oh my God. And then the area is filled with these other bird regular enemies that will shoot you in the back of the head if you get too close to them, because they act like they're statues, but they're not really statues. And you get too close to them, they fly up and start hitting the back of the head. You just trying to dodge and survive, but you get hit with all types of AoEs and stuff, and you just awful. Like, I hate this. This is probably one of the more low-key boss fights that like people be like, you really hate that one a lot? Like, yes, fuck this one. Like, it's just, me and this boss fight is not compatible at all. Up next, we have one of the, I guess I consider this a boss fight. It's one of the most funnest moments in the game though. It's when you meet Leda and she tells you, yo, you ain't really working with us, huh? I gotta kill you. And you go into the boss arena and you fighting all her guys, and you can bring your guys with you if you want to or not. And it's just an all out brawl. It's so fun. it's a really fun design, like a really like cool moment in the game and the story. We're just like, yo, we're at an impasse. We got different goals in mind, huh? Well, I guess we gotta do what we gotta do. And it's so fun. And then Drive Fist Dane. When I summoned him to help me, he wasn't on shit. But in this fight, when he on the other side, and he trying to beat my ass, let me tell you something. He came out the side doing Bruce Lee kicks, fucking spin kicks, punched me in the side of my head every single time. I couldn't understand what was going on with him. Why he couldn't do that for me? But yeah, I love this moment so much. It's probably a peak moment in Elden Ring for me. It's this boss right here. It's just so fun. It's such a cool idea, building up all the fucking lore, all the moments you can either help her or not. And whatever you choose, you're gonna end up in the same room, in the same position, either with less people on your side or more people on your side. And it's such a cool moment. Now we're at the final 10 for me. This is my top 10 boss fights that made me cry, that made me break down, that made me have to re-strategize. And I'm sitting in front of fall doors just constantly thinking, what have I gotten myself into? The Scadutree avatar, I believe that's how you got it. Yeah, I believe that's how you say that word. Scadutree avatar. Look, some of y'all might be thinking, you really struggled with this sunflower? Yes. Yes, I did. You wanna know why? Because I used Colossal Weapon. Ding, 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 ding. We're back at it again with the same excuse. But it is. I just like big numbers and seeing big bow. But I also can't use it very well. But anyway, first fight, I'm thinking, yeah. Oh, you kind of weak. You take a lot of damage. Bet I'm finna just beat your ass. Got him down. And then I realized I didn't get a reward. And then you come back up like, haha, I'm back. And start sliding across the field and just beating my ass. I got caught by this head slam attack too many times to count. Like him just slamming his head against me on the ground is embarrassing. I'm embarrassed. And then it has these thorn attacks. These thorn attacks got on my nerves because it cause bleed too. And I'm just like, it didn't hit you from so far away too. Like if he slides across the map and you gotta run towards him, guess what? You're gonna get hit by them thorn attacks. You better dodge properly, or man, like so frustrating. I don't like gigantic fights like that much. I get it. It's one of the staples Souls game. Not really like my favorites. And this was no exception because like the range and trying to see yourself, and it has two lock-on points, the head and the body. And the head does more damage, so you're trying to hit the head, but you can't really do that because, you know, it moves his head a lot. If you get too close to it, it's gonna try to slam down on you, so you gotta go for the body sometimes. But the body does less damage, and it's just frustrating. Then it has an AoE holy attack too, like two different ones, and they have different layers depending on what form he's on. He comes back a third time, by the way. Didn't say that before. He comes back a third time, even stupider. I'm like, come on, 3 times? 3? Oh my God. I was standing in front of that fall walk a few times wondering if I should cut the game off. A few times. Up next, we have both fights of the Ghost Flame Dragon, because they're basically the same fight, same dragon. Yeah, this is another, you know, me not liking big dragon fights, because these ghost flames that this dragon does hurt so much. It hurts so much. And then one of the fights, you're surrounded by enemies because they fighting the dragon too. And then you're just getting jumped under the dragon with the other niggas. And we all getting jumped. And I'm like, why y'all still hitting me? We should be hitting this nigga. Hit him. Don't hit me. And he's like, nah, we want both of us. So we just dying together because we're not focusing as a team. We should have been a unit. We should have came together and fought the real enemy. It's bigger than us. It's bigger than us. But they chose violence. And it pissed me off. I don't know if whatever I was wearing had low, like, ice resistance, whatever the fuck, but I was getting smoked. It also could have been because my blessing was low too. I don't necessarily remember. I don't think it was that low. I think it was around like 10-ish. So like it couldn't have been that low for me to get 3 hit or 2 hits sometimes. But yeah, every enemy that has an attack where if I'm under you and you just throw an AoE, fuck you. That's how I feel. Next up at number 8, we have Divine Beast Dancing Lion. ×2, because you can fight him again in a different area. Anyway, let me stop myself. This motherfucker had the nerve to be the avatar. Using all element earth, fire, wind, water head. Stop. Who told you you could do all that? And then you got the nerve to have these like wiggly moves and stuff, sliding across the ground and stuff, being all unreadable sometimes. And then you're big as fuck. So if I'm against the wall, I can't see what the hell I'm doing. And then he's one of the earliest fights too, so you don't have a lot of blessing. So I was just struggling, bro. Just struggling. Fighting for my life. Fighting for my life. God, AoE spamming. I think that's my problem. My only problem with this DLC is that a lot of bosses have a lot of just AoE spams. And I feel like that's more frustrating than, you know, having to learn a pattern. You just gotta, you know, run away from it instead of just getting in there. I like Bloodborne for just getting in there and you can stick in there, get your health back. But man, fuck this line. I wear this man helmet with pride as to show who the real nigga, who the real lion, who the real king, nigga, who the real beast. Let me stop. This nigga beat my ass too much for me to talk shit like this. Up next, we have the golden hippopotamus. Now, when this man charges you with your mouth open, it's a 50% chance you're gonna get ate. Because I swear I dodged it a lot, and I still got ate. Also, one of the earliest bosses, so you have a low blessing, so you're taking more damage and you do less damage. So you walk in here thinking it's like it's just a freaking hippo. Do enough damage, boom, it's supersonic. You're like, how are you supersonic? And just spinning out the pins on his back, spinning around, rolling around, doing spin dashes on you. And I'm like, how did we get here? You were a hippo. And the funny thing is, I fought a regular hippo before I fought the golden hippopotamus. So I found a regular hippo. I'm like, oh, it's just a regular hippo. It don't do nothing crazy. And then all of a sudden, oh, it turned to a second phase and started becoming supersonic. And I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do for a long time. So I suffered. I suffered and suffered and suffered again until I finally locked in and got the job done. But man, I understand. I think we as a people, as an Elden Ring, as a tarnished people, understand how annoying this boss fight was for a lot of us. Like the spamming AoE spin moves. Get out of my game. Just get it out. This nigga went Super Saiyan on me. I can't believe this shit. Next up, we have Rellana Twin Moon Knight. I fought this boss 3 times. I fought it with 2 of my friends and by myself. Now I did it with both my friends. It was fairly simple. And then we got to my world. And I forgot to mention to them that I'm on New Game +3. And this woman destroyed us all night. Until I finally gave up and did it by myself. And it was way easier. And way, like, you know, because she had way less health. But if she has a lot of freaking health and more targets to hit, she's dashing around the map. Like dashing around the arena, just doing crazy combos to everybody. It's insane. Like the reach she has and the spam she has too. Because like if you don't dodge that moon, good luck. If you survive that, I need to see this because I need to see your stats. Very fun boss fight though. I really love this boss fight. Really, really do. It's just the fact that on a personal level, our dumbasses, when me and my friends did this boss fight in my world for hours, because we was too stubborn to like say, you know what, maybe we should just separate and try by ourselves. And 2, I'm just, you know, an idiot. So it takes a while for me to like lock in on certain boss fights. I feel like everybody has certain boss fights where they just can't lock in for some freaking reason. You just can't lock in. And Rellana was one of those boss fights I just couldn't lock in for hours. I couldn't understand what she was doing to me. And then I did it with myself, and then I got it like the first few tries. But boy, when me and my friends was suffering, it was hours of suffering. I had fun though, but I wanted to cry. I was crying tears of happiness and sadness at the same time. I didn't know what to do with myself. It was so confusing. Up next, we have Midra, Lord of Frenzied Flame. Such a cool design. Such a cool moment to finally see like another like an actual frenzied lord, like see how they fight and see how they look. Such a cool cutscene. But let me tell you something, madness sucks. All right, I hate madness and PvP and every point in this game. Get madness from this bastard is over, and my build-up rate was somehow really high. And you know, this bastard kept doing the AoE, not AoE, but like the long-range madness attacks. Then he wanted to shoot a ball out of the sky from his head at me. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? This whole boss fight was so frustrating because of madness. That's it. I have no other reason. The other attacks it does was pretty simple. It didn't do nothing crazy. But all the madness build up, having to manage my levels, making sure I'm still dodging, making sure I'm still getting hits in, brother. I couldn't take it. It took me a few tries. Couldn't take it. Oh man, I'm thinking about it now. It's fun, but it's so frustrating because of madness. And I guess that's the point. But fuck you. I don't care. It's still the same response from me. Fuck you. I get it. Take hands. Walk away. What a cool design. Just what a cool design. Coming up next, we have Messmer the Impaler. And I guess it's other form too, but I forgot the name of it. Messmer. You were a thorn in my side for a while. I put the game down and came back the next day. I literally had to walk away. Not because, he was doing something like too crazy. He was for the second phase. I'm not gonna lie like he wasn't. But my dumb ass was fucking up on the first phase. The first phase for like when he dragged his attack on the ground. I just kept getting hit by it because I'm stupid. But he's a fun boss fight too. So frustrating though with the AoE attacks of the snakes. Now, them snake attacks. Who designed this man to have all these gigantic snakes come out of everywhere? Who said that was a good idea? Miyazaki, that was you? You fucking demonic bastard. Because man, getting hit by those, if you get hit by one, they're gonna get hit by 2 or 3 of them. Because like they stun you and he spams them, but he spams them. And you gotta stay on him too, because the last snake that come out is the one where he's in. So, he's in all of them, but like he's gonna finally come out to like his base form. He spammed them attacks on me. I was wondering like, what the hell? Does he do any other attacks but snakes? No, he didn't. And then you had to time the first attack every time. So like when the snake first time you see the transformation to Space Surfer Messmer, he does this attack where there's a ball of fire in his mouth and he slams down on the ground. And if you don't got that timer down, it took me a while to get the timer down. It took me so long, unusually long. This and Rellana, both of them, funnily enough, because they, got lore together. But funnily enough, both of them were just not locked into my brain. My brain was not focusing on dodging these simple attacks. So I walked away, went to bed, had a nice little rest, woke up, and then in the morning, beat his ass. Like it was really like, what I thought it would be. Yeah, it just like I need to stop fighting bosses late at night. That's what I'm figuring out. Just stop fighting bosses late at night. Because my mind ain't locked in, but guess what? I'm hard-headed, and I'm gonna keep doing it. But yeah, Messmer's so dope. He's on the cover of the DLC. Well-deserved design, well-deserved boss fight. Creepy as fuck with the inside of his eye. Creep the fuck out of me. But, I enjoyed him a lot. Even though you made me go to bed. Even though he put me to bed. Oh boy, up next we have Ancient Dragon Synaxax. I hate this boss. With a passion. It has everything I hate. It's a colossal monster, so I couldn't see myself. It has AoE spams, which it did a lot. It dodged away from me too many times, so I couldn't stay up on it. If you get up under it, it has an AoE attack where it tries to get you from under there, and it does all the time. The lightning attacks does too much damage, and it has a delayed after effect that took me too long to realize it did. It took me longer than it probably should, and yeah, I just was just so frustrated doing this fight. Like, what the hell? This is not even the top of the peak. Ooh, why is this dragon here? I don't know what to say. I hate it. I hate colossal stuff so much. And guess what the fuck is up next? We all know what's up next, because my God. But anyway, this dragon fight, these dragons in these games, what's up with them? I get it. They supposed to be this way. They probably the top dogs when it came to beasts in this game. I get it. The dragons are supposed to be menacing. But this motherfucker was just annoying. He was more annoying than the other dragon in the main game. The actual like dude that lost his head against Bayle. I was just so frustrated. I just kept dying to AoE spam. I had to put on fire and lightning talisman because I was just so frustrated getting hit by those. Like and they got nerdy to do. These lightning spear attacks did nothing for me. Nothing at all. I wasn't getting hit by those. It was just the random after effects of the lightning attacks that was getting me. And yeah. Colossal weapon once again sold me. I love them so much, but they sell me. They sell me all the time. All the time. Up next we have
Curse you!
this motherfucker. I failed. Trying to do this man quest line, Egon. Fuck that nigga too. You wanna know why? This man does nothing for me for at least 45 seconds while he just screaming at Bayle. I get it. Bayle whooped your ass. I get it. Or whoever have I got. I don't know the Lord. Bayle did something to you. Your legs gone. You was in the middle of the road screaming for your life. I get it. You're mad, right? But help me. Help me, please. Because my God, this is probably the worst dragon in any of the Souls games. It's definitely in the Elden Ring. Because when he goes to second phase, I don't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. I was getting hit by everything from the sky, from the ground. He crash landed like he was Radon. I didn't know what to do. So I got under him, trying to hit him. Nope, he breathed fire down my back, burned me to death. Got behind him. Nope, he do a tail whip on me with his weak ass tail and his stubby ass cut off leg. Hit me every time. He was so tanky. He was tankier because I wanted to do this quest line. So with Egon screaming at him, shooting these weak ass arrows, not doing no damage, just screaming at him, I didn't know what to do. What also made this boss fight more frustrating for me was I was streaming for my friend. He was watching me play this, and I'm just hearing laughter every time I died. Every time I died, I just hear laughter. And I'm just dying and being laughed at the same time. And what's funny is that how I beat him was an exactly way of how I thought I would beat him, with no health, no more health items. Me and him on our last, like, if one hit each, and just going for the kill no matter what. He was about to do a big ass AoE attacks. I ran in there, hit him with my Colosseum club, boom, dead. It felt so satisfying. I wanted to cry. It's one of those feelings. Like Elden Ring and Souls game give you that feeling so good when you accomplish the goal, when you finally defeat the boss that was beating your ass for so long. You feel so good. But listening to that man's speech for I don't know how many hours, every time I lost and having to come back in, it's the definition of insanity. It's the definition of insanity. Driving me insane. He told me he gonna rid her with harpoons and all this other jazz. Like, you ain't do none of that. You just left me here to fight on my own. I guess with my mimic too, but still, you left us here to just handle this motherfucker. So God, never again. Well, probably again. I'm gonna play it again, but I don't want to. Because Bayle was just that hard. He was just that hard for me. And to get to this point, you had to climb up all these peaks anyway to fight all these other dragons. And you get here, and it's like a harder dragon after hard dragon after hard dragon. Man, Miyazaki, I swear to God, love you, but I swear to God, Bayle is like what you would show somebody when you say what the Elden Ring experience is. And I guess the final one, which we all know who the full number one is, but Bayle is the perfect example of showing, yo, this is what we go through playing Elden Ring and Souls games all the time. Just suffer all the AoEs, dodge and pray. Cause they gonna do some fuck shit every time. God, I love Souls games. God, I love them. It made me so mad. I love it. And finally, we have Promise Consort Radon, the consort of Miquella. This is my top 3 hardest boss fight in Souls game. It may be 2 or 1. Millennia might still be number 1. I think Millennia is still number 1 for me. But this motherfucker right here took easily over 100 tries. Easily. Sometimes I walked in and he just crashed out on me. He just crashed out on me like, okay, all right. He's just gonna do that. And sometimes I walk in, he's just walking up slowly mentally. But the amount of holy damage he was doing, the amount of physical damage he's doing, the AoE spam he loves to do, just loves AoE, and trying to do it with these dumb NPCs with colossal weapon, by the way. You know, we all make mistakes. We all suffer in Souls game because we just like what we like. We want to use what we want to use. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. maybe I should have just, you know, went with the flow, used something else, you know, went a different route, because the amount of time I spent on this dude, I went to sleep, and then the next day I still took me to like the next night. It took me at least 2 days, maybe like 12 hours of playing. I don't know. To get to the second phase, I had to learn the type of the first phase. But to this point, I still never really knew his regular attacks. Like, I was just dodging for my fucking life. I was putting on equipment, taking off equipment, went light for a second, trying to see if I could just dodge better. That didn't help me because I was still getting too tapped. Put on the heaviest equipment, Like, I just gotta lock in, but then I'm gonna get hit by holy attacks from Mikola bitch ass. Fuck Mikola. And I'm gonna hit all the fucking AoE spams that boy does. And then let me tell you something. I'm not done. Let me tell you something. After I finally beat this boss, after my 2 days of suffering, I did it with my friend. Like, yeah, let's play with my friend. Let's do it with them. Have any of y'all played with your friends in this boss fight? This man does like a shadow clone repeated attack or something like that, right? Did you know that he just does this to everybody whenever he wants to? He can just go to the left, go to the right, and still be fighting whoever he wants to fight. Like he just send a clone over there, and you think he on your ass, but he not. And it's like, oh my god, this fight was one of the toughest and most annoying. Like I got PTSD from fighting this motherfucker right here. He just wouldn't go down. he just would not go down for a long time. Like, and then sure enough, with playing the boss fight with my friends, like we trying to beat it one last time. Maintenance pops up like, yo, you got 30 minutes or you gotta wait. And we like, fuck that. We need to lock in. And finally, in the last 30 minutes, we beat this dude. It felt so good. Again, like every time I beat this dude, it felt good. Like I never felt like, yeah, that was just like, another run, another day, another boss. Nah, he's so frustrating for me. Every fight felt significant. Every fight felt like you had a chance, but I'm lying. Not every fight felt like you had a chance. Sometimes you walk through the door, you getting beat up. Like me and my friend one time was like we couldn't get through the fog door sometime. We could not get through the fog door and he came and was smashing us outside of the fog. We like, what the hell is going on? Radon came back just to be an asshole. I guess he was forced back, but oh my god, this boss fight is annoying. Top 3 annoying fight in all the Souls games. Just because he spams with delayed holy attack. And then he grabs you and Mikola whispers in your ear, you can just give up and we blah blah blah. And if they steal your heart, you just give up the will to fight. That's funny as fuck. But that is it. Yeah, let me know what y'all most frustrating boss fight. Let me know what boss fights y'all struggle with the most. Let me know y'all most fun boss fights. Cause I know a lot of y'all got some favorites that's like different. Some of y'all like Radon. Some of y'all like fighting Hippo. Some of y'all like fighting Rellana. Let me know. But that's it. That's all. Peace.
Look, the show's over. Fuck it, let's call some hoes over. I leave a bitch the type it won't give her no closure. What it is, you acting like that I don't know you. You acting like that I don't know you. The show's over. Fuck it, let's call some hoes over. Leave a bitch